Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. There are countless reasons to get a synth created by the one and only Dave Smith. The gravitas of early Prophets, the mind-boggling sound design potential of the Evolver, or the intuitive UI concept of vector synths in general, just to name a few. However, he also made the Tetra. At the first glance, the little synth is ticking all the Euromofo boxes. Yes, that's right, the four voices of the 2010 Tetra are very similar to DSI's late 0 years Pro 1 Yellow Edition. And for better or worse, comes with a mostly identical front panel design, with its multifunctional push-it button. Speaking of, in order to control the unit beyond classic live tweaking staples, and pre-assigned custom parameters, you need to push the parameter assign button, step through the seemingly endless yet shallow menu, push the button again, and you're good to go. The slightly unorthodox approach lets you control 21st century Prophet dual oscillator engines, with a dedicated noise generator. This massive, often gritty and frequency spectrum real estate hogging brutality of an analog oscillator section was pushed even further by adding not only 2 sub-oscillators, but also a feedback circuit for next-level sonic mayhem. It's no surprise that the low-pass filter, capable of self-oscillation, is on par with the oscillators, while tweaking the cutoff knob is quite satisfying. One of the 3 HADSR envelopes is dedicated to this noble task, while the other 2 are either reserved for amplitude or freely assignable, as are the 4 LFOs. The mod matrix is easy to use if you don't mind a little menu snorkeling. All this is no news to Mofo fans, but the Tetra is all about polyphony anyway. Chords, unison, 4 voices are not much for layers, and splits. But hell yeah, there is true multitimbrality with a dedicated output for each voice, turning the unit into 4 independent monosynths in a box. Keep in mind that the awesomeness of these features is limited by the less than ergonomic workflow approach. Even the patch naming system and 4 key-triggered internal sequencer tracks are programmed by tweaking an almost infinite linear array of parameter jump scares, and I didn't find a way to use the somewhat lackluster Arpeggiator in the multi-timbral combo mode, which, great stuff, offers another 512 patch memories independent of the ones in program mode. The synth is missing the external audio processing facilities we all loved on the Mofo. There is no internal FX section, software editors are readily available, the dedicated Max for Live patch worked great here, and leave a comment if you actually polychained Tetras. Build quality is decent with a few occasional occasional knob glitches, and thanks to Madfuse of Groovebagasch sound system for lending me another piece from his vast collection. Dave Smith went all in on the analog renaissance years before it was a thing in the mainstream. Can this early beacon of hardware hope still hold up in today's day and age? You have already heard Tetra in today's intro tune. Juicy. I wanna know if we can squeeze bleeps, bloops, classic basses and 80s kitsch into one jam. That jam might have been too ambitious, but the Pro 1-like basses and retro poly patches are top-shelf material, and there is no lack of more experimental tones. Time to dive a little deeper into the poly sound arsenal of the synth and program a pattern on the internal sequencing. Nice. Although the sequencer workflow is far from enjoyable, it is easy to get a basic musical motif going, and the synth's heritage is more than obvious. Iconic synth tones aside, Tetra excels at all kinds of strange noises and patterns. Let's crank the synth's modulation facilities and filter squelch to the max in. I would most probably listen to more Psy if they used synths like this one instead of Serum, but I digress. Refreshingly old school Goa trance. The 2010s analog revival is oftentimes associated with instruments like Korg Walkers, which is okay because this achievement would have been just another fragment in the mosaic of Dave Smith's greatness. However, although Tetra and of course Mofo might be the historically accurate genesis of this trend, they don't offer the playfulness of the aforementioned competition. They are professional instruments, and while you can set them up for light-hearted live tweaking, the road to knob twiddling bliss is paved with tedious menus and/or software editors, the latter getting more and more unattractive given the quality of contemporary plugins. Tetra is, without a doubt, a great sounding synth, and despite the fact that its UI didn't age so well, it is still more fun to program than dealing with plugin authentication, DRM and cloud subscriptions. Thanks for watching and see you next time! Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron and use one of the links down below that support the channel regardless of what your bad gear gas commands you to buy.